Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Jupiter James, where I do what I want, when I want, and today I want to get into astrology. Welcome to the 12th part of my Through the Houses series. Today we are going to get into the 12th house of astrology, the last house. Oh my god, we're finally here. Okay, so the 12th house of astrology all comes down to your spirituality, what is hidden. Sometimes it could mean far away places, depending on the planet, and it also means where things go to die, where things are a little out of your peripheral view, where things go to die, things that are hard to access for you. So let's get into it. The first sign is Aries. Aries in the 12th house is going to mean that who you are, your drive, your aggressiveness, your need to want to bring conflict to the table or battle conflict or even initiate things is going to be a little lost on you. It's going to be an area of your life where you feel that you can't quite access. Competitiveness is very hard for you to do. You probably don't feel the need to compete for whatever reason. When people see you or who they know you to be as someone who's very calm, and you take the path of least resistance, because for you, you'd rather not battle, you'd rather not compete, and you'd rather not take up the sword to slash down whatever you need to slash down. So that would be Aries in the 12th house. You are probably also, or I'd also say that you are probably a spiritual warrior. You are probably someone who goes to war in the spiritual realm. You are battling down negativity. You are battling down demons. You are someone who is a spiritual warrior, if that makes sense. So like a preacher or a priest or an exorcism person, you know, they go to war on the spiritual realm like that. So second sign, Taurus in the 12th house is going to be someone who I apologize guys, I live in New York City, so if you guys hear sirens and horns, it is what it is, I'm sorry. But anyway, Taurus is going to be the sign of security and stability, and for you, that's gonna mean that either it's hard for you to maintain and sustain money, or it's hard for you to feel grounded. It's hard for you to access a position in your life where you feel grounded and monetarily stable. So yeah, I'd say stability is the hardest thing for you to access, and love can also be something that's very hard for you, or maintaining beauty outwardly can be very hard for you. Moving on to the third house of Gemini. Gemini is going to be a sign where you probably communicate on a level of spirituality. You are always talking about spirituality, or people see you and know you to always communicate about things that are in an unknown realm or in the ether, you know? So something like what I'm doing, I'm talking about spirituality, I'm talking about nebulous things. What this could mean is that your communication sector is lost on you. So you're probably someone who probably keeps a lot of things that need to be said to yourself. You keep things that need to be said, or you should speak up to yourself, and this could come in a way of like you bottling things up so much that one day things just come out and it just like ruins you, if that makes sense. It makes things worse. It like, because you bottle up things so much, you keep them hidden. Like the 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house where it's hard for you to access that theme of whatever sign is governing it. So with Gemini in the 12th house, this means that you are always thinking about and communicating about spiritual things, and or you are someone who you don't really speak a lot. Like maybe you're a more action-oriented person, but you don't speak a lot. You keep a lot of things that need to be said to yourself, and when you do communicate, you're communicating straight from the ether, straight from source, like that, because your mind is on that, and that's your like favorite topic. Okay, so moving on to Cancer. Cancer in the 12th house is going to be someone who nurtures on a spiritual level. You probably had a very spiritual mother, and you probably had you yourself, you nurture people on a very spiritual level. Like you know how you can nurture people on a physical level, like you can nurture them like, here, do you need coffee? Would you love some tea? Would you love a warm blanket? You nurture people on a spiritual level, and you want to heal people on a spiritual level and support people on a spiritual level. You are probably also far away from your mom. Your mom, you are someone who your mom was absent growing up because that's a far away thing, or she was absent or far away. And then also you finding nurturing is very hard for you as well. For you to find comfort and someone to comfort you can be very hard. Like that's probably few and far between that people have come on the scene and is like, hey, let me help you. Like that is an emotion you probably don't feel very often on an emotional level. Like, let me heal and nurture and support you emotionally. That's very hard for you, and that's probably something you crave the most. Fifth sign of Leo going into the 12th house. Okay, so for you, this means that your ego, who you are, your expressiveness, your boldness, your outward, look at meanness is kind of hidden from you. You are probably someone who's very shy. You're someone who is very shy. And if you're not shy, this could also just mean that you are probably very expressive, and on a healthy level, this could mean that you are very expressive when it comes to you expressing your spirituality or what is hidden. Like, you probably will let people know your secrets. You let people know what's going on behind closed doors. But more often than not, you're probably someone who that boldness, that bold Leo in you, that part where you just want to break out and be seen, you don't like that. You're probably very hidden. You don't like to be seen, and you would rather people not look at you. Like, if you could be invisible, if your favorite superpower could be a superpower, it would be invisibility, because you're just like, don't look at me. Like, I don't want the compliments. I don't want the attention. Just please, look the other way. With Leo also in the 12th house, this could mean that you are also someone who is very blessed. With Sun ruling the 12th house, it means that you shine the most or have a lot of spotlight in your blessings, but you don't really recognize them because, again, you are probably someone who doesn't recognize how blessed you are or how you shine in the world. You probably are someone who, when you walk down the streets, you get catcalled or you get commented on, and you don't really recognize that as a compliment, or you don't recognize your blessings. Other people do, but you don't. So that is also could be a feature with 12th house Leo. So with the 6th sign of Virgo going into the 12th house, this is gonna mean that for you, your organizational skills are probably very lost on you. You are probably someone who is probably very go with the flow and non-analytical. And this could be someone who, when you are organized, it's on a spiritual level. You're probably very facts-based when it comes to your spirituality. If you are going to be spiritual, which you probably are not, you're probably gonna be someone who, you need the facts. You need the facts, you need the sources, you need the dates for any of the stuff that's being toted and spout out, if that makes sense. So if you have Virgo in the 12th house, could you write down below? I would love to know how that manifests for you. Is organization very hard for you? Do you keep up a messy home? Is a mess around all the time? Or when you do clean up, do you feel more spiritual? But I'd say that either you wanting to help other people is lost on you. You do not like to serve. You never will serve anyone. You would never find you being oh my God, let me help. No, that's not you. That emotion in you is not there. And that's okay. That's just how your chart is governed and run. The 7th sign of Libra going into the 12th house is going to be someone who you will probably find your marriage partner in a faraway land or a faraway place. Love for you is in a faraway place, because 12th house can govern faraway lands and faraway places. This could also mean that union for you and fairness you probably didn't get treated fairly a lot, because that is lost on you. That's not something that was given to you easily. Being fair or you taking up the mantle of fairness is very hard for you to take up. That is not an emotion that you are privy to. With Libra in the 12th house, this also means that Venus, this is Venus being far away. I would recommend taking far off travels. Go on a solo trip to Cancun or something. Go on a solo trip to Mexico, or somewhere exotic, and I promise love will find you. Yeah. Okay, so your 8th house 8th house, just kidding. Your 8th sign of Scorpio is going to go into the 12th house. This is gonna mean that for you, you are probably a very spiritual person. You are probably someone who is very deep, very introspective, very like connected, if that makes sense. I feel like Scorpio loves to be in this house because it's a hidden house, and Scorpio loves to hide. So for you, you are probably someone who you are very deep. I'd even say that you're probably very psychic with Pluto being in the 12th house. You probably can manifest like no other. You rule the realm of the hidden. Like, you probably have a lot of secrets and you love it that way. You find power in that. You find transformation within your spirituality and in far off lands. Like, you probably, whenever you go and travel, you come back transformed and with new information, and you're just transformed. Yeah, so that's Scorpio in the 12th house. With Sagittarius in the 12th house, this is going to mean that you will find expansion in far off lands. You are also someone who finds truth in far off lands. You are also, your luck, you probably find yourself being very unlucky, or you're like, oh my God, like, why can't I expand? Like, why can't I like get further or do more things or learn more? Like college, you probably didn't go to college. You probably like, academia was very like nebulous to you. You probably didn't do anything regarding school or college because it just wasn't on your radar, or it was hard for you to access. Your man, if you're a woman or you love men or you are attracted to men, your marriage partner will probably be in far off lands if you can get there. If you can get there. So yeah, the 10th sign of Capricorn in the 12th house. So this is gonna mean that when it comes to your spirituality, you're someone who's very traditional. You don't like the woo-woo crystal stuff. Like, I'd really beg to make the wager that the Capricorn 12th house viewers will probably be the lowest. Like, I probably will, if I were to make a survey of the people that are in my comments of is anyone out there with 10th house in Capricorn, the 12th house in Capricorn, write down in my comments, we'd probably get one person, because for a Capricorn in the 12th house, this is gonna mean that you love tradition. Your spirituality is very traditional, and so this new age woo-woo astrology, witchy stuff, crystals, you can't get down with it. And like, yeah, you're a very traditional person, a very traditional spiritualist. Yeah, so that is Capricorn in the 12th house. Success is probably also hard for you to grasp as well. Like, success and climbing the ladder of success is probably very hard for you. So Aquarius in the 12th house. Aquarius in the 12th house is going to be someone who I feel like their individuality is lost on them. Like, either they don't see themselves as an individual or unique or cool or cutting edge. They don't see themselves like that. They see themselves as someone who's like normal, or, you know, like, friends are probably also something that is hard for this sign to come by, because Aquarius rules the sign of friends, and for you, you don't know how to get into that friendship zone or where you fit in, and so that part of you is probably very lost. It's probably very like, I don't know what to do when it comes to friends, or how to invent, or how to work technology. You're probably someone who's like, how the fuck do I work this computer? I don't get it. Like, what? I have a friend with the Aquarius in the 12th house, so I'm literally describing that person. But yeah, you are probably a very unique individual. You just don't see it. So last sign, Pisces, going into its home's house of the 12th house, means that you are going to be the most spiritual person to ever walk the planet. Either that's the evolved level. If your Pisces is in the 12th house and you're a very spiritual person, you are probably very evolved. But for most people with Pisces in the 12th house, this is going to mean that you're Aries. This is going to mean that for you, spirituality is like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Because wherever Pisces is, it means that it's nebulous for you. It's like, what? You escape from it and you run from it. It's something that is hard for you to access, and it's like, so again, with Pisces being an escapist sign in an escapism house, this is gonna mean that like you escape from that area of your life. You have no idea what that is, you have no idea how to access it, and you run away from that part of life, of spirituality and like things that are hidden and unknown. So that was my Through the Houses series that completes the entire series. I am so glad that took me literally months to do. Hopefully my next series won't take as long. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see or hear from me, let me know. But I think that I'm gonna do a planets through the houses series. That's gonna be my next series, is the planets through the houses, because I think that would be great building blocks for whoever wants to learn astrology. So with that being said, I do birth chart readings, I do cosmotherapy, I do anything and everything under the sun. So if you need help and assistance with a birth chart reading, a love reading, a career and destiny reading, or just astro counseling, hit my links below and I will be happy to help you. Y'all have a great day, all right? Jupiter James signing out. Have a good day.